Assalamu alaikum rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome to the Happy Marriages series. This is your coach Amina from Happy Home Coaching, part 2, the number one killer in a marriage. Now, what I wanted to talk to you about today is something that most couples, almost every marriage falls into, that kills the connection between them and leads to, many things then changing from the love and the connection and the warmth and the support to actually being quite distant and, resenting each other and being disappointed. So if you're disappointed in your marriage, then you might find that actually this has happened to you. And as I help couples work through their issues, this is a thing that comes up over and over and over again. So I really wanted to talk about this today. And so for most people, when they get married, they have an idea of how that marriage is going to be, right? So what their marriage life will be like. Men probably later than women, but as young girls, we're already planning our marriages and what our husband will be like and what our life will be like, and and we create this idea very early on, and we run away with it. We don't even think about it, but it's there in the background, right? So as we're getting married, we're almost, trying to live the dream. But as you know, life doesn't pan out like the dream, because in the dream, everything is perfect. No one does anything wrong. No one has any faults. You're faultless, your partner's faultless, and your life is bliss. The dream is ultimately Jannah. That's what we're yearning for. But we get confused and we start looking for that, and we expect that from our marriages now. And yes, of course, we can have a happy marriage. But the thing that kills the happy marriage is when we start getting disappointed at the other person for not matching up to who we expected them to be, for not living up to what we want from them. And we start instead judging them negatively. So rather than them kind of coming to you, having made a mistake, and, in the beginning, yes, it's like that, but 1 or 2 or 3 mistakes, and then you start finding that your patience is wearing thin, and you start thinking they're a disappointment, like you're disappointed, you're not happy with what you got. It shouldn't be like this. He shouldn't be like that. This marriage shouldn't be like this. You may hear this a lot in your thinking. And it's when we're actually no longer seeing our husband or wife for who they are, but what we're really seeing is how they fail to match up to our dream. Okay, so think this through with me. Imagine, and you can do this as an exercise. Imagine, go back to how you think it should be. How should a husband be? How should a marriage be? Take a few minutes to write it down. And you can come back and do that, at the end. But as you do that, you'll discover probably why you're so disappointed, because you'll see where your shortcomings are, because you no longer see your husband or wife for who they are. You're seeing them for how they failed to live up to the dream. That disappointment, that judgment that they failed you in some way, that instantly kills the connection, because the other person feels it. The other person absolutely can feel your disappointment. Now, you have probably also felt your husband or wife's disappointment in you, because we all do it. And you know what that does. That slowly kills off your motivation to do anything good in the marriage. You start switching off. You start living your own life. You start doing things for yourself. You give up on them. And they give up on you. And the distance just grows. And where did it start? It started from the moment that we judged them for who we thought they should be, as opposed to who they are. You'll know that, because if you look at your spouse and you'll feel hurt or disappointed, you know that, and you're thinking they shouldn't have been like that, then you're probably matching them up for who they should have been. That's not your reality. You can deal with your reality. You can deal with the problems that you're facing, because of course, every person comes with their challenges. Some we can accept and help them with, and some we can't accept, of course. You know, for example, if you're in a domestic violence situation, that you don't accept that. But other challenges we can work through, but we can't work through them from a place of it shouldn't be like this. You shouldn't be doing this. If we do that, we're going to be really, really disappointed. And they're going to feel that disappointment. And both of you feeding off each other's disappointment will lead to you growing distant and giving up. So if you're there and that's what's happened, then think about this. Is it because you were caught in a dream of how it should be? And yes, inshallah, you will have that dream in Jannah where it's all perfect. But in the dunya, you will have to put up with some imperfections. You have your own. But how can you now help your partner to improve their imperfections? How can you both help each other get to Jannah? How can you support each other? It doesn't come from judging. It comes from a different place. It comes from a place of understanding. I can understand. I know you're a good person. I understand that you don't want to be doing this, and I can be here to support you. You can't fix your partner. You can't solve their problems for them, but you can be a support in the way that you want them to support you. Hope that helps, sisters and brothers. If you're in this situation, then, you know, really have a look at why you're disappointed, if that's what you're feeling, or why have you become distant. And you'll feel it. You'll feel it in the things that, you know, maybe they might say to you, well, why are you not like this? And your automatic response that pops up in your head is, well, I would be if you were, or if you didn't do. And you can see how you've both bounced off each other until the point where you've become really distant. If that's the case, the first step is to let go of what you think should have been. That's not reality. What you have before you is what's real. Deal with what's real, inshallah. Accept what's real and let go of the imaginary marriage that we imagined it would be like. That's the first step, accepting your reality. Sometimes that can make you feel sad. You know, I've had many sisters say that, but don't be sad, sisters, you know, or brothers. You can have that in Jannah, inshallah, but now is your time to work for Jannah. Now is the time to help each other get to Jannah. So let's face what we have now, and let's move forward with reality, inshallah, and letting go of what should have been. That way you will see the good of your spouse as opposed to what you're disappointed in. Even when you're seeing good in them, that will make a big difference to how they respond to you. Imagine if you were disappointed, it led to disconnection. But if you can see good, imagine what that will bring out in your marriage. I pray that Allah puts love and mercy and contentment in your hearts when you see each other, and you are able to let go of what you're struggling with. If you're not, or if too much has happened and you want to talk about it, special gift if you're watching this series, Happy Home Breakthrough Session with me, which you can book. It's a free consultation, one-to-one with me, that I normally charge £150 for, but it will help you to get clear on where you've got stuck. I run the sessions for the Muslim women, so if you want to book a session with me, sisters, www.meetme.so/Amina-Hossen. You book an appointment there, and we can have a chat, and you can tell me about your marriage and through, you know, and how I can help you both. Okay, take care, my sisters and brothers. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.